Example 5. Suppose a poll surveyed 1,200 people to determine if they think the president is doing an acceptable job. Let P hat be the proportion of people in the sample who thinks the president is doing an acceptable job. The White House claims that based on this survey, over half of the American people feel that the president is doing an acceptable job. Let's describe the sampling distribution of P hat. We're going to check 10% condition, count condition. We're going to state the mean of the sampling distribution and the standard deviation of the sampling distribution. So let's describe the sampling distribution of P hat. So the 10% condition, so 1,200 people is certainly less than 10% of the total population. The count condition, in P and in Q both have to be greater than or equal to 10. We get 1,200 times 0.5, which is certainly bigger than 10. This allows us to use the normal distribution to approximate. So we get a mean of the sampling distribution is going to be 0.5. The standard deviation, square root of P times Q over N. I'm going to get 0.5 times 0.5 over 1,200. Take the square root of that. I get about 0.01443. You decide to look up this poll and find that only 47% said that the president was doing an acceptable job. Does this support the White House's claim? And you can look at that hint, find the probability of getting 47% or fewer if we assume the White House's claim is true. Okay, so let's go ahead and draw this out. Okay, so 0.47, we're just going to put it right here. And we're going to use technology to do this. So I'm going to put in the lower at -1 E99, upper at 0.47. The mean is 0.5 and standard deviation 0.01443. And I get 0.0188085. Now let's do the same problem using StatCrunch. I'm going to go to Stat, Calculators, and I'm going to select the normal calculator. We'll go ahead and put the mean in. So the mean of this was 0.5. Standard deviation was 0.01443. And we are wanting this to be less than or equal to 0.47. And press compute. We get the same thing, 0.0188. And we see a nice shading here. So the question is, what does this mean? Does this support the White House's claim that 50% or more actually do support the president when they get a result of 47%? That is that just due to random chance? So according to our analysis, we found that if indeed 50% did feel the president was doing an acceptable job, the likelihood of getting 47% is 0.0188. So about 2% of the time would that actually happen. So we would actually reject the fact that it's 50%. Remember, our threshold at this point is set somewhat arbitrarily at 0.05. If it's less than 0.05, we're going to say, no, that's too unusual, too unlikely to happen by chance.